The Icelandic horse first arrived here on Iceland soil on the very first ships of the Viking settlers. It is one of the oldest breeds of horse in the world. Although it is unknown where or when they actually originated, DNA suggests that they originally came from the Mongolian steppe area, approximately 10,000 years ago. They have a short but sturdy stature and sport a thick winter coat, which it sheds in the springtime. They are subsequently undaunted by high winds and snowstorms, and capable of feats like wading cold and fast glacial rivers and crossing rough terrain. It is a spirited, strong animal that provides challenging opportunities for competitive riders, while remaining docile and patient enough for beginner riders too. They are incredibly smart and quick learners with quite an adventurous curiosity. They are slow to mature and need about 3 to 5 years before being able to carry an adult rider. In 982 AD, the Icelandic parliament passed laws that prohibited any importation of other horse breeds into the country, meaning that for over 1,000 years the breed has been kept in complete isolation within the island. No other breed of horse has stepped foot on Iceland's soil, thus keeping out disease and creating the ultimate pure breed. When a horse is exported from Iceland, it is not allowed back in. The majority of Icelandic horses, of which there are about 80,000, are used for companionship and simply for enjoying the ride. It is considered a serious crime to steal or ride another man's horse without permission. They don't call the places that raise the horses ranches like they do in the States. In Iceland, they are called horse farms, and there are lots of them scattered throughout the country. They are a beautiful horse with long manes and markings as different as their gaits. Iceland horse farmers will recommend that you not pet the horses, as they are afraid that they might bite. You also have to be careful of the electrified fences on some of the farms. I must admit that I have petted several of them and still have all my fingers. They seem friendly and act like they love attention. They are a huge part of the life and history of the people of Iceland. In Viking days, a horse meant status, such as a chief, elder, or someone of importance. It was also considered the finest gift to give someone. Some are raised and trained as tourist riding horses. These horses are trained to allow strange tourists who have never been on a horse to those with lots of experience on other horse breeds. If you're an experienced horse rider on different breeds of horses, you may be surprised when you get on the Icelandic horse. They have strong personalities, which they will gladly show you if you aren't careful. Some swear that a mule got in there somewhere along the way, as they can be quite stubborn, or as gentle and obeying as a lamb. If you want to ride on one, you either have to make a reservation in advance, or you can just drive along the ring road, route number 1, and look for a sign with a horse on it. This is the indication of a horse farm that gives rides. Some horse farms offer horse riding all year long, including multi-day adventures. Be aware that most of the riding farms will have a weight limit for the rider of around 215 pounds and a minimum age of 7 years old. Some horse riding farms have no weight restrictions at all, especially for the shorter rides. Be sure to check before you book. You may not be able to go riding right away, but usually sometime that day or the next for the 1 or 2 hour tours. You can go on a 1 hour tour or up to an 8-day tour. On the multi-day rides, you may be traveling with a herd of horses from the farm and could be riding as many as 3 different horses a day. Prices usually start around 100 euros for an hour and go up from there to around 2,500 euros for 8 days. Also remember that backpacks are not allowed, but small waist packs are. The Icelandic horses are also used for breeding and exporting. The Icelandic horse is in high demand around the world. If you are thinking of buying one of these fine horses, expect to pay between $5,000 to $20,000. They are also the only horse that can tolt. While other horses have the walk, trot, canter, and gallop, the Icelandic horse can tolt. It is an ambling gait known as the fifth gear. The tolt is the gear in between a trot and a canter. It is a quick gait with a smooth ride and allows the horse to cover long distances without getting tired. The tolt comes naturally to Icelandic horses. It isn't trained, it is a behavior that is a part of the Icelandic horse. I've actually seen this gait and it's amazing to watch. The rider holds on tight as the horse is moving fast and the rider stays still. There is no bouncing up and down. It's just a smooth ride all the way. The saying in Iceland is that you can ride the horse in tolt mode across the country while drinking your beer and never spill a drop. There are even competitions held to see who can ride the furthest without spilling a drop. Horse carts weren't a part of Icelandic history, so the horses were never used for that purpose. Icelanders used their horses to cross the rugged country, riding through glacial rivers, lava fields, and even glaciers. If you come in the late summer and fall season to the Highlands, you may see the annual horse roundup. Imagine these spirited horses being guided down from their Highland summer pastures to be returned to their owners. You can watch or be part of this roundup as the horses make their way through the rough territory before winter returns once again. The ancient tradition of rounding up horses is only kept alive in the north of Iceland. Typically, horses are cared for by a farmer or stable owner, and so they live on the land which their owners manage. However, shortly after the spring lambing season, many farmers will release their horses into the mountains to graze on the rich vegetation in the highlands. In the late summer and early fall, the roundup of the mares and their foals, young horses and gelding horses begins. They drive them down from the mountains to a communal corral. After a night's rest, the horses are sorted and returned to their rightful owners. Sometimes there are opportunities to participate in these roundups, and you can check with visiticeland.com for more information. So when you're making plans to see Iceland, don't forget to take a ride on a powerful horse of the Vikings and see a bit of the countryside. It's definitely worth it, and you'll have memories for a lifetime.